Today, St. Moritz is a destination defined by extreme wealth, where private chalets hidden in the snowy hills sell for over 100 million euros. But rewind 150 years, and the reality of this valley was brutally different. St. Moritz was an isolated farming village where chickens roamed the dirt streets. Wealthy summer tourists seeking the local mineral springs fled at the first sign of autumn, abandoning the town to long, punishing winters. That changed in the fall of 1864, thanks to a local hotelier named Johannes Badrat. He made his lingering English summer guests a bizarre wager. If they returned for the winter and didn't enjoy the frozen, snowed-in valley, he would pay for their entire stay out of his own pocket. The English aristocrats took the bet. They stayed the season, basking in the intense high-altitude sunlight, and returned to London months later with deep tans. Without realizing it, Badrat had successfully commercialized the concept of winter tourism. But Badrat's success created a strange new problem. He had successfully lured a highly competitive, immensely wealthy group of people to an isolated valley locked in snow, and there was absolutely nothing to do. Trapped together in the freezing cold, this specific cocktail of aristocratic boredom, vast wealth, and strict geographic isolation acted like a pressure cooker. To keep themselves entertained, the global elite were forced to invent extreme forms of amusement. This historical image shows Badrat's palace, the castle-like hotel built by Johannes's son that quickly became the architectural epicenter of this new winter society. It functioned as an insulated fortress where every extravagant whim was indulged. When one guest mentioned his wife loved elephants, the staff summoned a live elephant from a nearby circus and marched it into the lobby. The palace developed a reputation as a neutral haven for global icons. The director, Alfred Hitchcock, spent his holidays here for 36 consecutive years. He booked the exact same suite every time, noting he just liked to sit in his room and stare at the snow. That strict Swiss neutrality also had a darker utility. Following World War II, the fashion designer Coco Chanel used the hotel as a luxurious hiding spot. After operating under the codename Westminster as an agent for Nazi Germany, Chanel retreated to the safety of St. Moritz until the international outrage cooled down. By the 1960s, the extravagance was embodied by the playboy and artist Günter Sachs. He moved into a tower suite at the palace, transformed it into a permanent pop art exhibition featuring original Warhols, and regularly entertained the international jet set by doing handstands on top of the hotel bar. The hotel lobbies functioned as highly competitive social stages. Here, the global elite battled for status through eccentric behavior and lavish parties, turning the warm interiors into a closed-loop theater of high-stakes hedonism. Eventually, that intense indoor energy spilled over. Looking at this vintage photograph, the bored tourists began moving onto the frozen expanse of Lake St. Moritz. They started strapping on skates and carving makeshift rinks, creating the blueprints for modern competitive winter sports. The strangest invention was ski joring, where skiers are towed across the ice by racehorses. This evolved into the chaotic white turf event. Riders are swallowed in blinding clouds of kicked-up ice, and if someone falls, the horses just keep running. To find even greater risks, thrill seekers moved off the lake and headed for the steep hills. They took traditional village sledding and upgraded it into the Cresta Run, a man-made chute of solid ice that demands riders plunge down headfirst. Today, the Cresta track operates much like it did in the 1880s. Workers meticulously pack the ice by hand every single winter to create a 1,200-meter course where riders rocket face-first toward the valley floor at speeds topping 70 miles per hour. Despite the fatal risks, several riders have died here. The aristocratic Cresta Club members maintain rigid traditions. Following an afternoon of fast, high-speed racing, members still dress up to hold ritualistic ceremonies, including a special firework toast specifically honoring anyone who crashed that day. The social lines of the hotel lobby extended directly onto the ice. The same people hosting Roman-themed galas in the evening were the ones plunging head-first down the frozen tracks the following morning. This blend of high society glamour and dangerous outdoor sports soon caught the attention of global political figures. Over the decades, the village transformed from a playground for artists and actors into a discreet hub of international power. A prime example is Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the Shah of Iran. He purchased a massive ski chalet and brought his entire imperial court with him, effectively governing his country and brokering international deals from the Swiss Alps for months at a time. The Shah's private retreat was a glimpse into St. Moritz's modern real estate shift. While the historic Grand Hotels still host legendary holiday parties, today's ultra-wealthy visitors are increasingly isolating themselves. They are purchasing massive private chalets, turning away from public lobbies in favor of total seclusion. This has birthed a sprawling local industry known as para-hotel services. Billionaires now replicate the luxury of the Grand Hotels entirely inside their own homes. They import private ski instructors, chefs, and stylists, deliberately avoiding the public gaze altogether. Yet, even as the global elite retreat behind the reinforced doors of €100 million mega chalets, the chaotic public spectacles, like the thundering hooves of the white turf races, remain the cultural heartbeat of the valley. St. Moritz remains the singular intersection of adrenaline and luxury. It is the place where the world's elite continue to test their nerves on the ice while maintaining the social hierarchies